Right, hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Moaning Yorkshireman. And as you can tell in the description, we're doing Driving Revisited. Now, people seem to really like the first episode, so I thought, well, there's going to be plenty more rants I can do about driving. And people have sent you suggestions in as well on Twitter and in the comment section on the other channel, on the other video, I should say, sorry. So I thought I'd do Driving Revisited. Again, if you think there's some things I've missed after this episode, then just let me know in the comment section below, and I'll cover them as well. I'm hoping to do a video where I do driving in my car. Not me driving and filming, obviously, because that's illegal. But, you know, showing you around my car and things, because it's a shit wagon. But unfortunately, it's pissing it down today, and I ain't getting wet showing you my car. So that'll be coming soon, I hope. You know, once I've got some petrol in it as well. But, you know, I might even think of like getting a mate to be in the passenger seat, and I'll show you what annoys me while I drive. Just something different, you know. I want to try and mix it up a bit from just being sat in a chair, which is why I'm trying to alter content with, like, you know, Beyond the Moan and things. But anyway, so kicking off with the Revisited, what really annoys me while driving. Tractors and caravans. Now, they sort of come under a separate category, so I'll cover them separately but then bring them together in the end, which is because they're too slow for the road, in my opinion. But to kick it off, we'll do the caravanners. Now, caravanners, you're going on holiday and you've got effectively your home for a week on the back, which is fair enough. But what you need to understand is you've got time off work, or, you know, you're not in any particular rush to get where you need to go because you're going on holiday. So, for God's sake, when you go on an A road, just, will you, please, when you get some cars behind you that obviously can't overtake, because A roads and B roads, you know, are normally quite windy and twisty, and, you know, you've got edges and things and shrubs and trees growing at the side of the road, so it's difficult to be able to overtake, you know, on a single track road. You know, or single lane road, I should say, not track. You know, just, for God's sake, will you just have some common decency and pull over, for fuck's sake? Pull into a lay-by. There's plenty of fucking lay-bys that do burgers and chips and bacon butties, you know. Just, for God's sake, just get out of the way. You know, if you've got one or two cars behind you, that's fine. But understand, you're only probably doing about 40 miles an hour. Everyone else is trying to get to work, or get home from work, or take the kids to school, or as a dentist appointment. You know, you're on holiday. This is the start of your holiday, you driving there. So just get out the way whenever you can. I'm not saying be dangerous and just mount the curb or whatever, or crash it into some scenery, although that would be rather funny. But just get out of the way. You know, every the available opportunity where you think, I've got a few cars behind me here, I best be courteous and pull over. Do it! Just do it, for God's sake, will you? Just, oh, you just annoy me at times, you know. It infuriates me at the fact that you think that you own the roads, but, you know, you don't. Everyone's got an equal right to be on the road, and, you know, just have some courtesy. Just have some common courtesy. And it's the same for you, tractors. I was travelling to Lincoln one week, down the what's it called? The A158? No, that's to Skeg. Yeah, I was going to Skegness. And it was on the A158, and there's not many passing places on that place. And it wasn't a tractor, but it was a crane, a small crane. And he was doing 20 miles an hour on a 60 mile an hour road. And I must have been, and I'm not exaggerating it, I must have been about 25 cars back from the crane. And I could only see what was causing the tailback as we got over some brows of the hills. And there is loads of passing places on that stretch. Not passing places for cars to overtake, but for him to be able to pull in and get out of the way. And he didn't. And instead of it taking me 2 hours to get to Skegness, it took me about 2.5 hours because I was stuck behind that. You know, you can't start overtaking, you know, you're all in a queue. I'm about 25 cars back. I am not going to gain anything by overtaking the next car in front of me. I'm not going to get there any quicker. So I just sat behind it, but we were literally doing 25 mile an hour, and I wasn't the last in the queue. It was horrendous. He was a right cock. He got some right abuse when I finally got past him, because he didn't pull over. It was just the natural progression of cars finally being able to get past, and he got some right abuse. I pulled alongside him and went, "Fucking wanker, you absolute dickhead. You arrogant prick, you don't own the road. Get the fuck off the road. You're doing 20 miles an hour, it's dangerous. And the highway code specifies that if there's any more than 6 cars behind you, doesn't matter what you are driving, just to reiterate, you could be in a Porsche 911 or a Chevrolet Matiz or a lorry or a tractor or a bus or even a cyclist. If you have more than 6 cars behind you, because you're not doing the speed limit, so effectively you are holding them up, you must pull over, and that is in the highway code. So it doesn't matter what you are. If you think that, all right, I don't really know this road, I'm going a bit slow, cars are pulling it, you know, getting jammed up behind me, just pull off at your next opportunity, will you? You know, just really annoys me, really annoys me. So the next one is, I'm quite courteous on the road, but you get these incidents and you just think, why do I bother? This one is, of course, flashing people to pull out of a junction, and they don't do it. And you end up with the dilemma of what do you do next? You know, you stop at a junction, you think, oh yeah, I'll let him out. So you flash your lights or wave your hand at them to come out, and they just sit there. And then you're stuck in the dilemma of, right, do I flash him again to let him pull out again, see if he sees me again? Or do I go, oh, fuck you, I'm not going to bother, and I'll carry on driving? But what happens if he did see you and we're just double checking to make sure there was nothing coming the other way? Then does he pull out in front of you? And it causes absolute chaos, because you think, well, I'll flash him again, just, it's still not gone. Oh shit, there's quite a lot of cars queuing up behind me, but if I go and he goes, then we could have an accident, albeit slow speed, but, you know, and then you're like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? I don't really know. And it's just a bit of a mess, really. So, people at junctions, be aware that there is people like me that are quite courteous whilst driving. I know I might be, you know, a bit of a dick, but I am quite courteous when it comes to driving. I don't suffer road rage much, I must be honest, unless it really does wind me up. But just, you know, bear that in mind. You're at a junction, people might flash you or people might wave you to pull out, you know, and it's the same situation, to be honest. And then you've got role reversal of that when you don't want to let them out, not because you're being arrogant, but just because, you know, you don't feel it's your turn to let someone out, or I mean, you don't have to let them out. They're pulling out a junction. They have to give way to you. But then the cock fucking pushes in, doesn't it? And that winds me up so much. I'm like, oh, we're letting you in, were I? We're letting you in? No, I weren't letting you in, honest mate. Oh, he's quite. He's actually a big black buff dude. I best not argue with him. Yeah, you're all right, mate. Don't worry about it. Cheers, pal. And that brings me on to people forcing their way in into when you have like lane closures, or you know, just generally 2 lanes go into 1 or 3 into 2, and especially with lane closures more because you know, it's unexpected that there's a lane closure, say on the A1, because I use the A1 a lot, but it warns you. It warns you like a mile before you even get there that, look, you're going to be going into 1 lane. So what I normally do is overtake the next vehicle I am, or if there's like a couple of trucks or something, I overtake those and then just pull in and then just join the queue. You know, because obviously traffic's moving slower, there's more cars in 1 lane, so traffic's moving slower. But the cocks that go, and I know it is in the highway code to go as far as you can in the other lane and then pull in. And I accept that, but you know, the British way of, you know, British are very good at queuing, so the first opportunity they've got to get in a queue, they must do it. And it's just, I think it's just built into the British way. But then you get the dicks that go all the way to the end. Now, you go all the way to the end, that's fine, in theory. Although it does wind me up, but it is fine. You know, I mean, we normally leave those lanes open as far as you can. Normally if there's been an accident, that's why the lane's closed, and if there's emergency services coming, at least they've got a clear lane all the way up until the point of the cones, or whatever the obstruction is, for them to be able to sort themselves out. So that's why I like to leave that lane open anyway, if there's no hard shoulder especially. But you get them that drive all the way to the end, fine, completely within the highway code, but then force the way in, or try and keep nudging you in, as if it's their right to get in. And it's not your right at all, pal. It's not your right. You have to give way to us because we're in a correct lane. We are in the flowing lane. You just have to sit there and wait, pal. But then they start getting annoyed at you because you won't let them in. And I'm just like, tough shit, mate. You are going to, you know, we're just going to have an accident here. We're just going to have an accident because I'm not moving, so you're just going to have to drive into the side of me. It's as simple as that, pal. I'm in a fucking Chevrolet Matiz. I don't care what panels I damage on it. It's going to cost me 40p to replace. So, you know, game, set and match, I feel. You know, and just, you know, I appreciate it's the highway code, but you do not have to let them in because you're in the first lane, and don't feel obliged to. Because the chances are they're a fucking knobhead in an Audi anyway, or a Beamer, or a Merc, or a Volkswagen Golf that's been fucking lowered and got tinted windows, and is a chav, and he's just hired a prostitute, and he's trying to make out his girlfriend, and he's trying to show off. And that's pretty much the way. You know, so the dickheads that do that are always in a fucking knobbish car anyway, and you know the type. So, just bear that in mind. I won't let people in, so do it on me, and yeah, we're going to have an accident, and I'm going to be in the right, so just bear that in mind. And also, this one, just to round off briefly, is an incident that I had at a set of traffic lights. Well, actually, there's two incidents at the same set of traffic lights on completely different occasions, and they're both incredibly varying. But I was singing along in my car at the set of traffic lights, so "Hymn for the Weekend" by Coldplay, and I like my music, so it was blurting out. I must have had the volume on like 14, which, as you can imagine, in a tin can like my Chevrolet Matiz, it blasts out quite a lot. And there was a guy at the side of me, funny enough, he was in a Golf, and he pulls up alongside me, and I'm singing along, and he looks at me like that and goes, "Wanker," like that to me. So my response was just to look at him like, "Oh, okay mate, no worries," and then proceeded to sing to him, and it went like this. "Let me shoot across the sky, let me shoot across the..." To which he went, "Oh, oh, what's down here? What's down? Oh, I think I've left something in my glove box." Yeah, he just went bright fucking red and completely avoided me, and I was pissing myself laughing. I was like, "You absolute arsehole, do not come at the side of me and call me a wanker just because I'm singing along in my own car. I'm in my own little world when I'm in my car." And that's, you know, it's each to their own, isn't it? So don't come up the side of fucking traffic lights calling me a wanker just because I'm singing along to a song. You will get fucked up, and to the point of it, sheer embarrassment, you know. So, yeah, so that was a good moment. But at the same set of traffic lights, just a few months later, the traffic lights were on green, but everyone had stopped in the left-hand lane, which went straight on, whereas I go right and come down my street. And I thought, that's a bit strange. I wonder if there's been a bit of an accident or something. And it turned out there had, but it was actually not an accident in the sense of someone had hit each other, but it was a Tesco delivery van which had gone to turn up and left up a hill, and clearly had just done a delivery, and he'd not locked the side compartments that keep the food in. So... yeah, obviously the roller shutter flew up as he went round the left-hander, and there was fucking food all over, and I'm talking like everything from loaves of breads to a pack of Haribo to a bag of carrots, a stack of bananas, a pot noodle, you name it, it was there. But it had only just happened. And the bloke was frantically running around the delivery boat, trying to pick it all up and put it in a box and chuck it back in the van. And as I was turning right, there was a cabbage rolling down the hill that was coming, and I thought, "Oh shit, there's not going to be any way I can avoid this." It was in my line of fire, and I ran over the cabbage. And as I turned right, I saw the bloke's reaction, the poor delivery bloke, his reaction, and he was just stood in the middle of the road, and he watched me run over his cabbage, and he was just like in disbelief for a sheer moment, and then be, "You fucking wanker! You absolute prick! Tosser! Absolute tosser!" And I was in hysterics. I was I had to stop. I had to drive past the point where he couldn't see me and stop and literally just stop crying with laughter and then carry on. It was so funny. You know, I'm not going to put myself in danger just to avoid a cabbage. I mean, he couldn't have sold it anyway with damaged stock. It got gravel rash. So, yeah. I mean, I just thought I'd have them incidents in just for a bit of something different. But yeah, if there's any more rants or moans about driving that you have, comment below and I'd be happy to do another video on it. And like I say, hopefully the next time I do a driving video, should you want another one, I'll be in my car or show you around my car while I'm doing the moans. So yeah, until next time guys, yeah, hope you have fun doing whatever you're doing and I shall see you very soon. So much love and see you soon. Ta-ra.